Are you at the camera or no? Okay. And welcome into the broadcast. My name's Liam Clark, and this is Justin Sands. We are crouching a little bit for the camera down here. We're sorry for coming on a little late. There are runners at the corners for the Cadets. There is one out. Maddie Ruddy. Oh, sorry about the water bottle. Maddie Ruddy at third and Jack Jenkins at first right now. Justin, what do you think this Good Counsel team needs to do to get out this first inning?
Well, so far, the most important part is getting the ball in the strike zone. There's been a lot of walks, or there's been a lot of balls, and so it's just important to maintain control on the game and try not to let the counts get out of hand.
Andrew Kirk now pitching for Good Counsel, and that was a ball in the dirt for number 11, Gabe Taylor, for this Cadets team.
And right before we got on the air, there was a mound visit trying to give some motivation to Andrew Kirk to finish out the inning strong.
One out so far, runners on the corners. Kirk on the bump. Gabe Taylor. He's DHing for the Cadets today. Kirk fires. That'll be high for ball number 2. Score still nothing. Here at the top of the first. Cadets do have a runner in scoring position, Maddie Ruddy, who got on via walk. And he got to third by stealing early. While Jack Jenkins, as Kirk throws over and checking the runner, keeping him honest. Andrew Kirk trying to assert dominance on the bump early in this game. Kirk gets the signal. Turns, kicks, and fires. Showing bunt was Taylor at the plate. Doesn't go through with it. And it's now 3-0 the count.
In 3 of the first 4 at-bats, St. John's has been trying to get a bunt here. It just shows they're putting such a big focus on getting runners on the bags, and it's working so far.
Showing bunt once again was Taylor. This one will be a strike now. 3-1 the count with 1 out. Here at the top of the first. Kirk on the bump. Spivak behind the plate. The catcher for the Good Counsel Falcons team. Kirk looks at the runner and fires. That one roped out to right center field, and that'll be extra bases. 2 hop in the wall. 1 run will score. That's Ruddy. Jenkins rounding third, and he'll go. He'll score, and a RBI, 2 RBI double for Gabe Taylor.
That is a huge, huge hit from Gabe Taylor, getting extra bases, getting that double, bringing in 2 runs. That is a great way to start the inning, start the game. Just to remind you, there is only 1 out.
If you're just tuning in with us, that was Justin Sands. I'm Liam Clark. And the Cadets just with a big RBI double from Gabe Taylor, the cleanup hitter, DHing today. Kirk trying to recover after the RBI double. Now here comes Jake Armiger for the Cadets. Kirk checking the runner at second and fires. That one roped to shortstop. Brett Frick checks the runner. And an easy out number 2. Good recovery after the RBI double. He sends it over to Ryan Knoll covering first today. And that'll be out number 2. Falcons trying to recover and get into the dugout. They get the bats back to get the bats up.
Pretty routine play for Brett Frick, the shortstop. Leading the team with 11 stolen bases. He's their leadoff hitter, so we should see him coming up pretty soon.
Kirk checks the runner. Trunks takes and fires. And that'll be a strike. 0-1 to start it with 2 outs. Runner on second. And 2 runs scored in the top of the first.
Great way to start the at-bat. There's been a couple balls, but starting off with a strike. Good things to come.
Kirk fires. That'll be swing and a miss for strike 2. Kirk trying to get his team back into the dugout and get the offense up because this Falcons team can hit the ball. Taylor at second. And that one's going to be a ball. 1-2. Gabe Taylor at second base after roping an RBI double. He drove in Ruddy and he drove in Jenkins after a walk and a single, respectively, for both. Kirk fires. And that'll be a ball for ball 2. And now a 2-2 count with 2 outs. And 2 runs scored. Kirk keeping cool up there on the bump in this first inning. Kirk takes and fires. That'll be high for ball number 3. And he's now walked himself into a full count with the runner at second.
Full count, 2 outs. Andrew Kirk needs to show his dominance on the game right here. Get the last out, get out of the inning with only 2 runs while the runners are on second.
Kirk will step off, and Taylor's forced to go back. This is number 10, Carson Jones, up to the plate, the sophomore from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Kicks and fires. Kirk swings, and that'll be a swing and a miss for Carson Jones. And up to bat is Brett Frick, Ryan Nall, and Drew Bezak when we come back after this.
Walking these halls, I feel the energy of Good Counsel's Zavarian community. Here, I learn to excel, serve, and love through friendships that support me and academics that challenge me. My voice finds expression in ways I never imagined. Whether I'm singing in chorus, playing trumpet, or exploring visual arts, creativity flows through every corner of this place. Faith shapes my daily experience. Through Mass, prayer, and retreats, I discover how Zavarian values guide my leadership and deepen my compassion for others. The Riken program gave me exactly what I needed. Small groups and varied...
And welcome back into the broadcast. The Cadets up by 2 after a big RBI double from Gabe Taylor. And now the Falcons will try and match that with getting the bats up in the bottom of the first. Brett Frick, the shortstop, coming up for this team. He leads the team with 11 stolen bases, so if he can get on base, he will wreak havoc on the base path. And it'll be a ball. Santiago Mayo on the mound for the Cadets. Justin, what do you think the Falcons need to do to get back into this game early on in the first?
Well, first of all, they need to get their most explosive players on the base, especially Brett Frick. Like I mentioned earlier, 11 stolen bases so far in the season. He also has a 508 on base percentage, which is huge. That means he gets on base half the times he goes up to bat. So they need to get their good players up on the bases and bring in the runs. Finishing is the most important part.
Thank you, Justin. And now it's a 2-1 count for Brett Frick, the shortstop. Frick hits this one out to right field, and it'll be foul. Two nothing to start this game. Here we are on the bottom of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff shortstop, Brett Frick, for this Good Counsel team. Frick with an average of .295. He has 18 runs this year, getting on base a lot and getting lots of hits. That one high. It'll be a full count now, 3-2. Mayo for the Cadets kicks and fires. That one fouled back and out of play.
Great first at bat from Brett Frick, getting the pitcher's pitch count up, and he has been walked 12 times this year so far. Like I said before, he's dangerous when he gets on base.
Mayo kicks and fires. That'll be strike 3, as Frick thought otherwise, and that'll be the first out in the bottom of the first. Ryan Knoll, the first baseman, now up for this Falcons team. Knoll leading the team with a .476 batting average and with 10 RBIs and 10 doubles. He swings and misses at the initial offering. Knoll with a high average OBP and slugging percentage. He is looking to get on base early, as he'll fall back on that one. It'll 1-1 count now. Mayo on the mound has a strikeout so far. That'll be strike 2. Ryan Knoll back into the box with a 1-2 count. Santiago Mayo will step off after Ryan Knoll calls time. Knoll back in the box. Mayo on the bump. Turns, kicks, and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And 2 quick strikeouts for Santiago Mayo for this Cadet squad.
Santiago Mayo really showing his control of the game so far, getting a quick inning, keeping the pitch count low, and just frankly just dominating.
Drew Bezak now with a .360 batting average.
And a monster 700 slugging percentage.
That'll be strike 1 at the initial offering. He does have 6 doubles on the year and 4 triples along with a homer. See if he can get more, as this one's cranked out to left center field, way back there and against the fence. That was number 9, Carson Burns at center field, making the catch, and an easy 1-2-3 for the Cadets. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to another broadcast from GCTV. Top of the second for the Cadets. And now up is number 19, Eli Stewart. Stewart playing left field today. He can also pitch. Sophomore from Great Falls, nope, not Great Falls, Mount Airy, Maryland. Kirk still on the mound. Gave up 2 runs in the top of the first. That one's high for the first one. Justin, what do you think Andrew Kirk needs to do to get settled in quicker than normally he would like to in a regular baseball game?
Well, 2 runs in the first inning, you never want that, especially, and a walk on top of that. So he just has to throw strikes, honestly. Like, it seems very simple, and obviously you don't want them to hit the ball, but getting behind in the count can be dangerous against the St. John's team.
You say that. He's down 2-0 in the count, and now 3-0 down in the count. Another ball high. The Cadets dugout getting loud, trying to mess with Kirk on the mound. Showing bunt, and that'll be a 4-pitch walk. And Eli Stewart getting on the base path early, which could be a bad situation for the Good Counsel Falcons. Now up, number 16, Sam Wilk, the sophomore catcher from Vienna, Virginia. Lots of Virginia natives and some Maryland natives on this Cadets team as they are in D.C.
Looks like the third baseman, Jonathan Robinson, is moving towards the batter, maybe expecting a bunt, but it could be dangerous if they find the gap.
Bunt, and that one's going to be hit over to first base side and out of play, picked up by Ryan Knoll. He struck out swinging.
Just saw the Good Counsel coach wave Jonathan over to where he is now. Looks like he's been doing some film review.
That's always good. You want to have your players be ready, be one step ahead of the other team.
That's what makes the difference between a great coach and a good coach.
Wilk, the catcher, at bat. Different from, as this one is thrown over from Kirk to first base, checking the runner. Wilk is not the normal catcher. Normally it's Cole Hodgkins, the senior. Looks like they're giving him a day off. One of the top catchers in the state. As Kirk looks over the runner. Wilk showing bunt. This one popped up and caught. And a double play! A great play by Andrew Kirk as he catches the pop-up off the mound and throws over to Ryan Knoll for a double play. A great heads-up play by number 17, the pitcher, Andrew Kirk.
And that has Andrew Kirk feeling pumped, celebrating that great play with his first baseman. That is what he needed to get into this game.
Carson Burns, the center fielder now. He ended the last inning showing bunt. Lots of showing bunts from this St. John's team. And could be trying to mess with Andrew Kirk. It also could be trying to get the speed down. But whatever it is, they've been showing it a lot. And another showing bunt, strike number 1. And now it's a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Here at the top of the second. Two outs in the inning. Burns at the plate. Swings, flies this one out of play on the first base side. And now it's 1-2.
That 2-out play just completely changed the course of this inning.
Andrew Kirk, and that's a swing and a miss from Burns. And now the Falcons get back in the dugout with the catcher, Spivak, coming up to start the bottom of the second after this. That was a hell of a double play. And we're back. Mayo pitches this one, popped up. Caught by the catcher. That was Wilk, number 16, Sam Wilk.
Unfortunate start to the inning for Brendan Spivak. He's a .708 slugging. That is the highest on the team. He is looked upon to get multiple base hits. Unfortunately, couldn't do it at bat.
Mayo now with no hits allowed over 4 batters, as this one's in for strike 1 to Jonathan Robinson. He leads the team with 2 home runs on the season. We'll see if he can add to that total right here and get the Falcons on the board with a hit or a home run. That one will be outside for ball number 1. And now it's 1-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Mayo kicks and fires. That one hit out to second base, and it'll get past his glove. That'll be a single, and Jonathan Robinson leads off the Falcons hitting with a single. And runner on first base after the out from Brendan Spivak. And now up is Aiden Delgandio. He is .250 batting average for this Falcons team. He's hitting in sixth spot in the lineup. He is the DH for today. Falcons dugout getting loud. It's a swing and a miss from Delgandio for strike 1. Delgandio has 11 RBIs and 12 runs on the season. Pretty even from that. Mayo kicks and fires. That'll be outside for ball number 2, and it's now a 2-1 count. Or 1-1 count. 1 out.
And it is an extremely windy day here, maybe kind of affecting the pitcher's control a little bit. We've been seeing a lot of balls.
And that one's outside for ball number 2. It's now a 2-1 count. Two-one count to Robinson. Mayo fires. That one's low for ball number 3. And it's now a 3-1 count. Hopefully looking to get on base and move over Robinson, who is at first base. Mayo fires. Swing and a miss from Delgandio, and it's now a full count. Delgandio receiving positive reinforcement from his dugout and his teammates. Checks over. And safe is Robinson at first. Mayo throw over to Jack Jenkins guarding first base today. Mayo throws over again. He'll be safe once again. Robinson will. And already lots of dirt on his uniform.
Hey, if the jersey's not dirty, you're not trying enough.
That's a fair point. 3-2 count to Delgandio. Mayo can't throw it back now, or it'll be an automatic base. That one popped up to the first base side, and it'll be foul ball out of play. Mayo trying to stay confident on the mound after the foul ball. Delgandio in the box now with a 3-2 count. Mayo throws back. And safe once again is Robinson. Mayo can actually throw it over as many times as he wants. That is not a rule enforced until the professional leagues. Throwing back once again. And that's thrown over now 4 times to Robinson, trying to keep him honest. not wanting to pitch to Delgandio. Maybe he's scared of what Delgandio can do in the box. Mayo finally pitches. That'll be high for ball 4. And now runners on first and second with 1 out.
With the runners in scoring position here, this is a huge, huge at-bat.
Delgandio, now his 10th walk of the season. And now up is the pitcher, Andrew Kirk. Kirk pitching and hitting. We'll see if he can maybe help out his own stats on the hitting side as he's been doing on the pitching side. Pitches. That'll be a bunt, and he'll try to move over the runners, and he successfully does. And he's safe!
What a play! What a play there by Andrew Kirk. Getting the bunt, getting the single, moving the runners along. Only 1 out left. Runners on all 3 bases.
He legs it out, Kirk does. That's great run. Lots of speed from there. And now runners full count. And Coach Balance, the head coach for this Falcons team, is now calling the base runners over. Talking about what his game plan is now. Maybe a switch of game plan with bases loaded.
This is a big opportunity for Good Counsel to get control of the game. 2-0 right now to the St. John's Cadets.
And see if they can get some runs on the board and maybe tie up this game or possibly take the lead. Coming up now for the Falcons is Brady McNatt. He has 12 runs and 9 RBIs on the season. Maybe he can make that 10.
Or 11, or 12.
Or 13.
Grand slam would be huge here.
That would be massive. McNatt in the box. Mayo trying to keep calm and cool on the mound. Maybe get a double play, get out of this inning. That'll be a ball high. 1-0 count to start this. As the sun is coming out, it is very hot out here. And unfortunately, the players still have to wear pants.
Wouldn't want to slide in shorts, though.
Oh, that would be awful. McNatt in the box. He'll take that pitch for strike 1. And now it's a 1-1 count with 1 out.
Mayo in the first inning had great control, got the 1-2-3. He started throwing some balls here in the second inning, but maybe that strike will bring him back.
Stoppage in play. Coach Balance talking to his team. Maybe the ref gave him a warning, or the umpire gave him a warning to, I don't know. Mayo on the mound. McNatt swings and misses. It'll be strike 2. And throw the hops into pitcher's glove. Look, better be careful, or the runners could be running on a wild pitch or pass ball. Mayo on the mound with a ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. And that's an outside ball for ball number 2.
And the St. John's bench did not like that one. Thunder a booze.
They were looking to get their second out and then trying to go anywhere. Ground ball here could possibly end the inning and derail this possible rally coming for this Falcons team. McNatt in the box. Swings, and that's through for a hit. 1 run scores, and another one's rounding. And he's safe at third. McNatt at second.
Huge hit.
And Andrew Kirk at third as he drives in 2 runs. That was Robinson and Delgandio running past third and to home.
And Andrew Kirk with a little bit of base running excellence there, jumping around the tag.
And now up the left fielder, Evan Markovitz now, as McNatt adds 2 RBIs to his total. He's now at 11. And now Evan Markovitz with 2 runners in scoring position. He is at 8 RBIs on the season and 12 runs. with a .205 batting average. Markovitz takes that one high for ball 1. And still with 1 out in the inning, we are tied 2-2 here in the bottom of the second.
If Evan Markovitz can get on base here, he is a big stolen base threat. He is fast. As someone who's gotten in a race with him, trust me, you don't want to.
7 stolen bases on the season for Markovitz. Second on the team. Take that one outside for ball number 2. It's now a 2-0 count for Markovitz. Senior Markovitz in the box. Pops that one up. Rushing toward it. Diving, and he can't make it. That was Jake Armiger for the Cadets. He couldn't get it. He's playing third base today. He couldn't get there in time.
Great effort by the third baseman, though.
And it's now a 2-1 count for Markovitz. Senior batting lefty. Lots of wind. Maybe this could prevent some carry over the fence, or it could help carry over the fence for home runs or potential home runs. Mayo kicks and fires. This one will be popped, and it will be bunted and popped out of play for strike number 2. And it's now a 2-2 count for Evan Markovitz, the senior lefty. Coach Balance giving him hitting instructions on the third base side. Santiago Mayo trying to get out of this disaster of an inning by allowing walks and hits and making it now 2-2. Markovitz takes that in the dirt for ball number 3. And now the senior Markovitz with a full count.
This is a huge next couple pitches for Santiago Mayo. These next couple pitches could decide the fate of the game and his game, for that matter.
Mayo kicks and fires. This one's ripped to right field. And now 2 runs will score. Or 1 run will score as McNatt tried around third, but he couldn't. But that is another RBI for Evan Markovitz. And now up is back at the top of the lineup. It is now Brett Frick. He struck out looking. His first at bat.
The Good Counsel bench is loving it. They are fired up.
And now runs out the corners. And Coach Mark Gibbs coming out for a mound visit for Santiago Mayo.
Coach Mark Gibbs has over 400 wins in his St. John's career.
And he's won 3 straight WCAC Championships. The St. John's team went 30-1 last year, 15-0 in the division, and won the championship. Last time St. John's and Good Counsel met, St. John's blanked them 6-0 on April 15th, 2025. Today is April 14th, so pretty close in dates. If you're just tuning in, it's now 3-2 in favor of the Falcons after a monster inning. Evan Markovitz with the latest hit, driving in. He drove in Andrew Kirk. Markovitz was going to steal on it. And he's safe at second as Brady McNatt makes it home, and it's now 4-2 in favor of the Falcons.
And that is the type of speed I was talking about. Evan Markovitz forcing the pitcher into an error. The infielders didn't know what to do with the speed. He got to second, and then the other person scored.
Brady McNatt on the run scored, and now at the top of the lineup, Brett Frick looking he can get on base. He has 11 stolen bases on the season. If he can get on the base path, he can wreak some havoc. Mayo with a disaster of an inning, trying to keep it cool as he's led it 4 earned runs in the bottom of the second. Frick swings and misses at that one in the dirt, and it's now 0-1 to start his second at bat. He struck out looking on one that was questionable and the Falcons bench did not like. Frick in the box, senior righty, with a .295 batting average. Mayo, he throws over to second. Markovitz safe this time, wasn't trying to steal. Third on that one.
Markovitz has given Mayo a real headache.
And now Casey Davidson coming in to pinch run for Markovitz. Bounce taking him out. Casey Davidson has 1 stolen base on the year. He doesn't play as much, but he is fast. He does have 6 runs scored, and that could also be a potential threat on the base path with Brent Frick, who has a .295 batting average and can get on base. Mayo with 1 strike on Frick. Mayo steps off, making sure Davidson is on the base. Santiago Mayo, sophomore, throws back, and safe is Casey Davidson. And Davidson giving Santiago Mayo another thing to think about, along with allowing 4 runs this inning. And as he pitches that one in the dirt, Brett Frick doesn't swing. That'll be ball 1. It'll now be a 1-on-1 count. Brett Frick with 2 doubles and 2 triples with 12 walks on the season. Gets on base in basically any way he can, and 11 stolen bases because of it. Mayo pitches, and that one's low for ball number 2. It's now a 2-1 count. If you're just tuning in, it's now 4-2 in favor of the Falcons, having a great bottom of the 2nd inning. Mayo fires that one in the dirt, and it's now 3-1. Justin, what do you think the Falcons need to do to keep this momentum going later in the game and possibly winning against this back-to-back-to-back WCAC Championship winner, St. John Cadets?
Well, of course, getting on base right here would be huge. Brett Frick, great at stealing bases, driving in as many runs in this inning as possible as they miss the pitch to second base. But as I was saying, as much as offense is important, defense is even more important. Maintaining control, whether it's Andrew Kirk or Ryan Martin, who we've seen warming up in the bullpen, as long as the pitcher maintains control, keeping the runs to a minimum. Right now, Good Counsel has the lead, and they need to keep that.
Santiago Mayo on the mound. Brett Frick swings at that one. And some confusion on the field. Looks like it's a foul ball. It's now a full count. Casey Davidson, who took third on the play, he will walk back to third as both umpires will concur that it was a foul ball. It was great pop time from the catcher. That was Sam Wilk, the sophomore. Normally they have number 13, Cole Hodgkins, and they're giving him a day off against this Falcon squad. Umpire concurs that he is out. And now Mark Gibbs coming out, looking for an explanation. Brett Frick is out on the play. Coach Balance now trying to have a word, and he's sent back to the dugout. Casey Davidson will be safe at third, and Brett Frick will be out for the 2nd out of the inning. Coach Balance now looking for an explanation of what happened. If you can't recall the play, Brett Frick got a piece of it, and it looked to go foul. He grounded it right into the dirt, or he grounded it into his foot, and it popped up, and he thought it went foul. the catcher, Sam Wilk, behind the plate, caught it and tagged him out. So it will be an out, but Casey Davidson will make it over to third. And now up the first baseman, Ryan Knoll.
Confusing play right there, but Ryan Knowles looking to get a bounce back hit. This is a big player to have up right now.
Leading the team with a .476 batting average. That'll be strike one as Casey Davidson will make his way back to third. Ryan Knoll with 10 RBIs on the season. He does have 10 doubles. Lots of extra base hits for the man. Does have also a triple on the year as he takes that one inside. For the first ball of this at bat, there's 2 outs in the inning. 4 runs scored by the Falcons, courtesy of Evan Markovitz. Andrew Kirk was one of the runs. Birdie McNatt had a huge double. And this one hit and caught by the right fielder. That was Carson Jones. And the Cadets get out of that disaster of an inning, allowing 4 runs to score. And they'll see if they can get the bats back up after this.
Good Counsel is home to anyone. You know, that you will feel embraced. You will feel part of a community from day one, even before school starts. You know, they put so much time and energy into making you feel as part of the community.
When kids come here, to know that they're not just loved and nurtured by their family, but by other people, you know, God's family. I think if you're in a position to give and you know that you can help other families become Falcon families and give the Good Counsel education to their children, well, that's a good thing to give towards. You know, education changes people, makes better people, makes better citizens.
You know, I know our children have been extremely blessed by so many people that have contributed to their experience and their time here.
Whatever you can give, you may think is small, but every dollar does count when it comes to providing a great education for our kids.
The outcomes outweigh the cost tremendously. When you see the smile, when you see
the grades,
when you see the relationships.
Not only focusing on academics, but service, community, continuing to grow their faith.
We need Good Counsel to continue to do the great things that they've been doing and to benefit more kids in the community. By giving is how we can do that.
Strike.
And we are back at Bottegal Field in the beautiful Olney, Maryland. It's a pretty hot day with Andrew Kirk on the mound.
This one popped up and out of play. That was Justin Sands. That one will not be recovered. That's going to the road. It is Casey Davidson actually going to get it behind us. As we are here in the top of the third, the Falcons with a monster bottom of the second, getting 4 runs, courtesy of a few hits and walks. Santiago Mayo going to try and put that in the past. Andrew Kirk now on the mound for the Falcons. And that's strike 3. The Falcons looking to get some momentum defensively and keep this game at where it is. Andrew Kirk pumped after that.
Kirk got a hit in the bottom of the last inning, brought some energy to the team, brought some energy to himself, and starting off the inning with the K, it's a great way to go.
Jackson Branger was the one who got struck out, and now up is number 29, Matty Ruddy. He had one of the runs in the top of the first for the Cadets team, as he'll take that one low for the first ball of this at bat. Andrew Kirk on the mound, kicks and fires. That one's a bunt. That's a great bunt. Head over to Robinson. Robinson bare hands it, and it takes Ryan Knoll off the bag, but great backup by the second baseman. That was Brady McNatt. And that'll limit that to an error and not an extra base for Matty Ruddy. He's playing second base today. He's made some plays over there.
Good idea from Jonathan Robinson. Unfortunately, couldn't execute, but that was a real tough play to make.
Jack Jenkins now, he also had one of the runs. He had a big single that put Ruddy over at third and him at first, setting up the 2-run double, as that is a ball.
We're back up at the top of the order. That was hitting pretty well off of Andrew Kirk. First strikeout is pretty good, but let's see how Kirk can bounce back this time around in the inning.
A ground ball ends this inning, possibly for a double play, as this one in the dirt for ball number 2. Kirk on the mound with a runner at first. 2 balls in the inning, or 2 balls on the at bat, 1 out in the inning. Jenkins thought about swinging and didn't, and now it's 2-1 in the at bat. Ruddy at first, guarded by Ryan Knoll. Checks over, Kirk does. Ruddy is safe. The Cadets trying to get back in the lead as they were for the first 1.5 innings of this game. Jenkins at the plate. He's playing first base today for the Cadets. We'll take that one. For ball number 3, it's now a 3-1 hitter's count for Jenkins.
Jenkins should get the green light here.
Kirk on the mound, trying to get the hot bats back in, as it's a swing and a miss for strike number 2. Jack Jenkins was given the green light, as my buddy here, Justin Sands, pointed out. But he swings and misses, and that was a full count with 1 out. Kirk trying to get the Falcons bats up to bat once again. Cadets trying to change that, as this one is popped up and out of play on the first base side. And he'll see another one on a 3-2 count. Jenkins from Potomac, Maryland, the 6'1", 210, the senior. Runner going, and it's another hit and run. This one out to center field. Trying to gun Ruddy out. And Robinson can't get the ball in time. That was thrown from number 7, Drew Bezak. It was a great throw. Unfortunately, Ruddy got in the way and Robinson lost the ball. Thankfully, he recovered it. As Jack Jenkins with another double on the day. Another hit for him on the day. He had a single driving Ruddy over to third base. As Coach Balance for the Falcons looking for a mound visit.
Now that we're back at the top of the order, Kirk is showing some of the struggles he did in the first inning with a runner on third and a runner on second, only 1 out. With Taylor coming up to bat, the DH, this is going to be a very big at-bat.
He had a 2 RBI double early on in the first, driving in these 2 runners, Jenkins and Ruddy.
Little
all the words text. She was like, why did he pick this word?
Balance, leaving the mound, leaving Kirk up to it. He has one out in the inning with runners on second and third, and with a big bat in the cleanup position coming up.
It's a little reminiscent of the first inning. 2 RBI double for Gabe Taylor.
And they are going to intentionally walk him, which I think is a smart move. Now runners at every bag, and a possibility for a double play ball to end this threat of an inning to the Falcons' lead.
Looks like you know what they talked over in the mound visit. That was probably a smart play.
Now up Jake Armiger. He's third baseman today. Meager in the box. He'll take that one for strike one. A great first pitch from Andrew Kirk, trying to keep that confidence level high.
Bases loaded, 1 strike, 1 out. This will be a huge at-bat, trying to get 2 outs, maybe even a double play.
St. John's dugout, a little bit fired up. Maybe if they get a hit, they'll get 1 or 2 runs in. Kirk steps off as Armiger steps out of the box, calls time. St. John's dugout getting loud over there. Armiger takes that one for ball 1. And it's now 1-1 count with 1 out in the inning. Bases loaded after an intentional walk to Gabe Taylor. He had a 2 RBI double back in the first inning, driving in the Cadets' only 2 runs today. That'll be called for strike number 2, and Kirk 1 strike away from having 2 outs and being able to go anywhere for the last out of the inning and derail this possible rally for the Cadets.
Kirk has really shown a big improvement since that 2 RBI double. He has been pretty good.
He had a double play and then a strikeout in the second, and he had a strikeout early on as the first batter in this first inning, or third inning. And it's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Andrew Kirk gets his 3rd strikeout of the day. And the Falcons seem to be cruising now as they have 2 outs in the inning. Coach Mark Gibbs calling something from the dugout as Andrew Kirk now needs 1 out to send the Cadets packing for the rest of this inning. Kirk pitches. That one's going to be outside to number 10, Carson Jones. Jones, the 6th spot in this lineup. He's in right field today. A few balls have been hit over to right center field, so he's had to work a lot out there. Hopefully he can send one back to right field for the Cadets, as this one will be ball number 2.
The sophomore from Gaithersburg, Maryland, can also pitch.
Carson Jones in the box. Kirk on the mound.
Coach is calling out for contact.
That's going to be strike 1, a high one. And Kirk trying to make his way back in this at-bat. Runners taking all their leads as Kirk fires. That one's ripped and caught. Jumping catch by Brady McNatt, and that'll end the bases loaded inning. And the Falcons getting out of that inning with no runs allowed. Like a walk and a few hits were allowed, and maybe the Falcons can get that and score in this inning coming up after this.
I want the kids first and foremost to love the school. I want to introduce Good Counsel as a place to hopefully attend one day. Make sure they come back. Having fun is something that's very important to say, hey, it was a great camp, enjoyed it, looking forward to next year.
First off, let's be clear about elements of going to a camp. You know, you want them to have fun. You want it to be a great experience. But that's what we like to think, that they're going to walk away with something they're not going to get someplace else.
I would say over the years, we've had several participants that have come to Good Counsel as students. So it's really nice. It's an introduction to what Good Counsel is.
I would say my biggest thing that I want my campers to get out of being with me for a week is fun. I want them to learn lacrosse. I want them to learn field hockey, but you know, it's summer.
I think it's very welcoming. It's very busy. It's kind of exciting. When they're outside doing a lacrosse camp, it's very dynamic. There's just movement all over the place.
All right, let's go 100% back.
I have 3 boys in the camps program, ages 10, 8, and 6. They love the camps. They love the connection that they make with the student counselors. It's really special.
So my oldest, my daughter, I think she had a lot of fun. I think she found a lot of confidence that she didn't have before. She tended to be a bit shy, and all of a sudden she kind of came to life on stage. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Also, you want to make sure that our counselors are teaching them, not just the thing of babysitting them. The curriculum that we have developed over the years really
Drew Bezak up to bat now. Welcome back into the broadcast. Mayo still out on the mound. It's a swing and a miss on the off speed. That was a nasty pitch from Mayo. Mayo trying to recover after a disastrous bottom of the second inning, allowing 4 runs to score off a combination of walks and hits and an error. That one's fouled back and out of play behind the catcher. And now 2 quick strikes to start this at-bat.
Great bounce back from Mayo there, barely getting out of the last inning alive.
Mayo pitches that one. It's in the dirt for ball number 1. And Bezak trying to find his way back into this at-bat and get on base. That's another one in the dirt. And it's now a 2-2 count. Bezak with a .360 batting average, one of the leaders on this Falcons team. As this one's ripped to the side and foul, ripped to the first baseman's side. It'll be a foul ball. He'll see another pitch. Mayo on the mound. In the box is Bezak. 22 RBIs on the season. Bezak fouls that back behind the catcher and out of play. Bezak fighting his way in this at-bat with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mayo steps off. Back on the mound. Bezak fouls that one once again. Wilk makes the catch behind the plate, and that'll be out number 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. And now up is the catcher, Brendan Spivak, the lefty.
708 slugging coming into this game. Spivak is going to look to bounce back from an early out.
Mayo kicks second, fires. That one's ripped out to right center field, and it'll be a base hit single for Spivak.
I'd say that's bouncing back. First pitch, swing, get a single. Good way to start.
Spivak now getting pinch ran for by number 14 for the Falcons. And now up to bat is Jonathan Robinson, leading the team in home runs with 2. Mayo on the mound, checks over, back safely. If you're just tuning in with us, it is 4-2 in favor of your Falcons, as they had a big inning in the bottom of the second. Out to be strike number 1. And it'll be now a 0-1 count to Jonathan Robinson. Mayo on the mound, kicks and fires. That one's ripped out to center field, carrying back off the wall, and that'll sure be extra bases. And now runners at second and third. Alexander Tavanska at third, and Jonathan Robinson at second after a huge double for one of the team's leaders in hits.
Huge double right there. Jonathan Robinson getting a single in his first at-bat, a double there, moving Salsa to third base. Now 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position.
And now up is Aiden Delgandio. He struck out looking last time. He's showing bunt. Pulls back. And that'll be strike 1. 1 out in this inning. Runners at second and third. Delgandio, a dangerous hitter in the RBI department. He has 11 and could possibly have more after this at-bat. Mayo still on the mound. This one bunted to the pitcher. It gets past the pitcher. Delgandio is thrown out at first. It was a good hustle. Salsa scores. And it's now 5-2 in favor of the Falcons. Falcons dugout getting hype as Jonathan Robinson at third, and now Andrew Kirk, the pitcher, who's been lights out after a 2-run first inning. He's been great, getting 3 strikeouts in the process and a run scored.
Great sacrifice bunt there from Aiden Delgandio, bringing in the run, moving Jonathan over to third base.
Mayo pitches that one inside, and it'll be a ball. Andrew Kirk with 11 runs on the season, and also with 5 stolen bases. He can be a threat on the base path. Does have some great speed. He showed that out after legging out an infield single. As this is strike 2, and Mayo is 1 strike away from retiring Kirk and sending his team back into the dugout. Mayo on the mound, kicks back, fires. Strike 3 looking for Kirk. And the Cadets look to get back into the hit column after this.
Good Counsel is home to anyone. You know, that you will feel embraced. You will feel part of a community from day one, even before school starts. You know, they put so much time and energy into making you feel as part of the community.
When kids come here, to know that they're not just loved and nurtured by their family, but by other people, you know, God's family. I think if you're in a position to give and you know that you can help other families become Falcon families and give the good counsel education to their children, well, that's a good thing to give towards. You know, education changes people, makes better people, makes better citizens.
You know, I know our children have been extremely blessed by so many people that have contributed to their experience and their time here.
Whatever you can give, you may think is small, but every dollar does count when it comes to providing a great education for our kids.
The outcomes outweigh the cost tremendously. When you see the smile, when you see
the grades,
when you see the relationships.
It's a swing and a miss, strike 3.
And we are back in the 4th inning here. Your Good Counsel Falcons 5, the St. John's Cadets 2, after a big bottom of the second from Good Counsel. Andrew Kirk is still on the mound to start the 4th inning. I know he wanted to stay in this game. He is a two-way player, being big for pitching and for hitting.
That's Justin Sandown, William Clark. Welcome back into the broadcast. As you mentioned, Kirk's still on the mound. What do you think the Falcons need to do to keep Kirk on the or to keep their pitchers locked down and dominant against this very explosive Cadets offense?
Well, Andrew Kirk started the game off with some balls, but he's been moving back to some strikes. There needs to be quick innings. Get them out as soon as possible. Limit the pitch count for Andrew Kirk. Keep him fresh to go into the next inning.
That'll be a ball to number 19. That is Eli Stewart playing left field today. Wind starting to pick up a little bit, as that one will be a ball in the dirt behind the catcher. No need for a hustle. No runners on base to throw out. Here we are, top of the 4th. 2 balls for Stewart. Kirk kicks back, fires. And that'll be ball number 3 now. Maybe Kirk is running out of steam, and they need to bring in a replacement pitcher sooner rather than later.
Maybe give him a commentator's curse.
That'll be ball number 4, his second 4-pitch walk that he's given out today. And now up is number 16, Sam Wilk, the catcher, sophomore.
Coach telling the third baseman, Jonathan Robinson, to cheat a little bit. Try to watch out for the bunt. St. John's has shown that they love to bunt.
Or at least try to show bunt.
Yeah, haven't been too successful except for one or two times, yeah.
Wilk will take that for the first ball of the at-bat. 0 outs in the inning. Runner on first. Runner on first is number 19. That is Eli Stewart. And the Falcons having 2 straight innings with runs scored. Thrown over. Safe. Ryan Noel guarding first base. He's had a great day, at least on the defensive side. Not many balls gone past him, except for an infield error that was caused by Jonathan Robinson. As it throws over again, Kirk does. Robinson tried to barehand it, and he overthrew Ryan Noel. So I guess that wasn't on Ryan Noel, more on Robinson, but it did allow for a runner to get to first base. But overall, Kirk shut that down. And as Kirk steps off, trying to wipe the sweat off, it was really hot out here. It's above 75. Actually, I think it's above 80 as well. Unfortunately, the players still have to wear pants. As that one gets past, that one got past the catcher Spivak, who's been locked down behind the plate. He was anticipating for Eli Stewart to steal and got ahead of himself and lost the ball.
Eli Stewart flirting with third base there, but ultimately decided to stay at 2.
Coach Balance now walking out to Kirk, trying to make sure he doesn't get rattled by the runner advancing.
Looks like Kirk's coming out of the game here for number 15, senior Ryan Martin. We saw Ryan Martin warming up earlier. Since the start of the game, really, he's been in the bullpen working on his stuff, and looks like he's finally ready to show it off.
Andrew Kirk coming out, and Martin, the senior, will come in. He's had very, very respectable stats so far this year. Good reliever. And we'll let him warm up. We'll be back after this. And welcome back into the broadcast. Ryan Martin took his pitches. He's had a solid season so far as a reliever for this Falcons squad, relieving Andrew Kirk, who had a solid start after giving up two runs, and then has now given up a 4-pitch walk and threw wild pitch.
Kirk did a great job of bouncing back after the rough first inning. Showed his two-way capabilities, getting a good hit, and ultimately limiting the runs besides that first inning.
Has now been pulled out. Sam Wilk, the catcher, sophomore, now with 3 balls. And he is hosed! Spivak behind the plate. A great throw. As Eli Stewart was getting fancy and trying to take third, expecting ball 4. Instead, it was strike 1, and Spivak threw him out. It's a great play from the catcher, Spivak.
And Eli Stewart meeting the mitt of Jonathan Robinson. Great tag there. Way to adjust his body.
Ryan Martin pitches. That one's going to be foul on the right side. And now 2 strikes as Ryan Martin battling back in relief of Andrew Kirk already getting out. Spivak behind the plate, launching a rocket to third base. And Robinson applying the tag. That one fouled back out of play, and he'll see another. It's still full count. Martin can hit as well. Just have 4 runs and 2 RBIs on the season as a hitter. He's been solid in this start so far. That one ripped over to right field, and it'll be foul. As that was James Pettiford out in left field. He was making a run for it. Ryan Martin still with 2 strikes. He does have 1 out, courtesy of Brendan Spivak behind the plate. Kicks and fires. That'll be ball 4, as it was a little outside. And runner at first with 1 out. And now we have number 9, Carson Burns, for the Cadets. Burns playing center field, batting in the 9 spot today.
The Cadets bench a little quieter than they were when they were winning.
Just shows how much 1 inning can do to a team. Down by 3 are the Cadets, with a runner at first. That's Sam Wilk. And Burns will take that one for a strike. It's strike 2 with 1 out. Ryan Martin. Martin on the bump, checks the runner. Pitches, that one ripped over to second base and a possible 2-ball. And Brett Frick will hold it at shortstop as they do get 1 out, limiting a runner going into scoring position. Now 2 outs is in the inning.
Smart play by Brett Frick, covering the bag, getting that out, not risking an error by throwing it to first base where he was already safe.
Pinch runner Trevor Hamilton, who tried to take second. Ryan Martin with 2 outs so far, taking his time on the bump. Now to bat at the top, back at the top of the lineup is Jackson Bringer. He struck out in the third inning as he's hit by that one, and that wild pitch going back to the backstop, and now runners at first and second. And now up is Matty Ruddy. He has a run back in the first inning, courtesy of a double by Gabe Taylor, the only 2 runs from this Cadets team so far today.
And this Cadets top of the order is very dangerous. We've seen that in the first inning. And now that they're back, the reliever Ryan Martin's going to be in for a tough time.
Martin gets him to swing and miss at the second one, and now that is strike 2. Or no, it's strike 1.
2 outs.
With 2 outs. (0-1) for Matt Ruddy, and that's strike number 2 right there. Ruddy gonna have to work behind the count.
2-0 count for Ryan Martin, or 0-2, sorry. This is a big pitch. Get him out of the inning with runners on first and second. Let's see what he does.
Ryan Martin checks the runner, kicks and fires. That one popped out of play on the first base side, and he'll see another one. Ryan Martin coming out firing for this Falcon squad, getting 2 quick outs courtesy of Spivak from behind the plate, and getting an out courtesy of Brady McNatt and Brett Frick from second and shortstop. That'll be ball 1.
Good pitch there by Ryan Martin. Could afford a ball there, up 0-2, trying to get him to swing and miss on that high heater.
Ryan Martin gets the signal, kicks and fires. That's grounded over to second base, and an easy play for Brett Frick and Brady McNatt, the Falcons. Another clean inning, no runs allowed. And we'll be back after this with the Falcons lineup.
And we are back here at Bottegal Field in the 4th inning. Your Good Counsel Falcons 5, St. John Cadets 2. Now it's a hot and windy day out here, but Santiago Mayo sticks through it. The 4th inning, he is still in the game. Now facing number 6, Brady McNatt.
McNatt in the 8th spot in this lineup, playing second base. He made a few plays in the previous inning as he takes that one for strike 1. Falcons leading by 3 here in the bottom of the 4th. Mayo kicks and fires. That one swung and fouled behind the St. John's dugout, and it'll be a quick 0-2 for Brady McNatt. That one is going to be called for a ball low. And Brady McNatt will try and fight his way back in this at-bat.
Good frame by the catcher, Sam Wilk, but the ump was having none of it.
Can't really frame that one as that one's in the dirt. And it'll be ball number 2 for the Falcons. Brady McNatt, second baseman, has 12 runs on the season, .250 batting average. He hit a big double, 2 RBIs with bases loaded back in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Full count here.
McNatt ready for it as Mayo kicks and fires. That'll be ball 4 and a great battle in the box.
Way to fight back there. Brady McNatt in the 8th spot here in this lineup, getting on base, getting the walk, struggling from an 0-2 count, getting back to the 3-2 and getting the walk. Huge at bat. Now coming up, the senior Evan Markovitz.
Markovitz, the lefty. He had a big RBI hit back in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Falcons' big 4-run inning.
And a stolen base.
And he did have a stolen base. He was checked on a lot of times, as this one is going to be... He is hosed. Brady McNatt trying to steal a base. Sam Wilk was having none of it behind the plate, and he gets a throw out of his own.
Ambitious base running there by Brady McNatt. Evan Markovitz is fast, so maybe if he gets on base, clearing up space with no outs, maybe the coach was feeling a little bit aggressive there.
McNatt does have a stolen base on the year, as Markovitz now working with no one on the bags, as he takes that one for ball number 1. That one's high for ball number 2.
Santiago Mayo maybe feeling the effects of 3 innings pitched so far. Looking like he might be losing a little bit of control.
Swings and misses at strike 2.
And as I say that, Evan Markovitz swings out of his shoes on that one.
Markovitz now with 2 strikes. He does have 2 balls in the count. Mayo trying to get out of this inning, possibly maybe his last. Kicks and fires. Markovitz takes that one way outside for ball number 3.
Full count here to Markovitz. Looks like these long counts have been taking its toll on Mayo. 2 full counts and back-to-back batters.
Mayo back and fires. That'll be strike 3.
Mayo gets out of the pinch there. That was great by him, getting the strike, getting to 2 outs, no runners on base. This inning turned from runner on base, no outs, to no runners on base, 2 outs. Great way to come back.
And now up Brett Frick for the Falcons, the leadoff batter. He's been struck out and tagged out. Mayo kicks back, fires. Showing bunt was Brett Frick, now ducks. And that's ball number 2 as the wind is starting to pick up just a little bit.
Pulling back 2 bunts there pretty quickly. It's a good play by Frick, making sure not to get a strike there.
Santiago Mayo kicks back, fires, and showing bunt once again. That'll be ball 3 as Brett Frick looks to try and mess with the mind of Santiago Mayo.
And the coach is coming out for a mound visit here. Mayo's been throwing a lot of balls recently, and a 3-0 count might want to speak some confidence into his pitcher.
As the Falcons looking to get on the base, Brent Frick with 3 balls. He does have 11 stolen bases on the year. Does have also 12 walks, possibly his 13th right here. I might have just jinxed it, but we'll ignore that. could possibly get more stolen bases and wreak some havoc on the base paths, making it hard for Santiago Mayo. And Mayo gets that one high. And Brett Frick now on base with that is his 13th walk on the season.
You didn't jinx it.
I didn't jinx it, yay. And now Ryan Knoll up to bat, the first baseman. He has 10 RBIs on the season, 10 doubles also. So possibly he could rip an extra base hit and bring in Brett Frick and get yet again another RBI.
Mayo's looking to get through the inning here without any runs, hopefully. And then after this, he might come out of the game.
Frick taking a sizable lead. Showing bunt was Knoll, and that's going to be ball number 2. As Ryan Knoll and Brett Frick both showing bunt more than once.
Bunting on 2 outs is an ambitious play.
Frick taking a sizable lead at first. As I say that, throw it over, he's safe.
Frick with 11 stolen bases coming into the game. We mentioned he's a stolen base threat, and seems like Santiago Mayo agrees with us.
Mayo back and fires. Ryan Knoll won't swing at that. He'll show bunt. That'll be strike 1 of the at-bat. Mayo trying to get out of this inning with no scars.
Knoll didn't pull that one back on time. Unfortunate.
Looks like he was maybe trying to bunt. And throws over. Frick is safe. And now that's the second time Santiago Mayo has thrown over to first base. More than once. Brett Frick's uniform is now all dirty. Mayo kicks back, fires. And that one's high. And it's now a 3-1 count.
And Mayo has lost his control over the game. Early on in the game, he was looking strong until the bottom of the second with that big 4-run inning. Now, almost straight balls.
Ryan Knoll in the box. Take that one for ball 4. And Ryan Knoll's 3rd walk of the year.
Looks like the coach is coming out for a mound visit. Probably a good call there. And Mayo is out.
Looks like it's going to be a pitching change. Let's see who it is.
Mayo had a pretty good outing in the beginning and then all of a sudden lost some control. First inning, got the quick 1, 2, 3. But once he started getting tired, it's a hot day, he started throwing more balls and ultimately lost control, giving up 5 runs in his outing.
And this is Gabe Taylor. He had the 2 RBI double back in the first inning. He's now going to be the pitcher and maybe assert his dominance and get this final out as there are runners on first and second.
Pretty impressive there from Gabe Taylor, getting the 2 RBI double, getting himself run support.
Taylor throwing some heat up there. The native from Alexandria, Virginia, the 6'2", 180-pound senior. Looks like a giant on that mound. If you're just tuning in with us, it's 5-2 in favor of your Falcons. 2 big innings, or 1 big inning and then a run scored in the 4th, or the bottom of the 3rd. The bottom of the 2nd was a 4-run inning for the Falcons, courtesy of runs and walks, or hits and walks accumulated. And the Falcons have now forced Santiago Mayo to be forced out of this game. And the Falcons now looking to get some runs on the board as Brett Frick at second, one of the faster players on this team with 11 stolen bases. He does have now 13 walks on the season. And now up is Drew Bezak. He has 22 RBIs on the year. leading this team by 2. Next closest is Jonathan Robinson with 20. And we'll see if Bizak can get, once again, some more RBIs for this squad. He does have a home run on the year. Let's see if he can make it 2. Taylor watches that one for strike 1. As we would like to thank all the people in our technical crew working today. We know it's a hot day, so we thank them for coming out here and being here to watch this game. As the heat is dying down a little bit, we are getting some clouds now and a little bit more of a breeze. As this one hit out to center field, and that'll be out number 3, and it's caught by the center fielder, Carson Burns. And the Cadets will be back up here in the top of the 5th after this. And welcome back into the broadcast. We would like to thank our technical crew once again. We got Paul Scango here, and we'll hear from Natal Teka later, our sideline reporter. We'd also like to thank Camden Sarah, who's on our main camera. Paul Scango once again on our second camera. Mr. Stromberg, who is our supervisor, he is helpful. He's here to make this all possible, and he's also here as a producer, as this one will be a ball in the dirt. From the reliever, Ryan Martin, relieving Andrew Kirk. Justin, what do you think the Cadets need to do to get back in this game? I mean, they are only down by 3, and a few big swings can change the game. But what do you think they really need to do offensively and defensively?
Well, offensively, the top of their lineup in the first really showed the power. They got 2 runs, led by Gabe Taylor with the 2 RBI double that we've been talking about so much. They just need to get people on base, and they need to capitalize once they do. And right now, they did not do that. So they have to start capitalizing, scoring runs, and defensively, hopefully, Gabe Taylor, the new pitcher, will be able to limit more runs. And as long as the batters start to hit better, then they'll get back in it.
Speaking of, Gabe Taylor now up to bat as Jack Jenkins grounds out to second base. Ryan Martin now his 4th out recorded. Gabe Taylor in the box waits. That one strike 1. Ryan Martin, who's been rocking it out on the mound, he has barely allowed any runners to advance, let alone get on base, as this one comes over to our side and out of play.
Salsa with the effort play to get the foul ball.
Ryan Martin on the mound. as Gabe Taylor. He has one of the only hits for the Cadets team tonight. As that'll be, a ball. Unpopular opinion from the Good Counsel dugout.
So right now we are joined by Salsa. Salsa, do you have anything to say to our viewers?
We're gonna win.
Love to hear the confidence.
This one popped up, and it's going to be out of play. Ryan Martin thought he had him on the pitch. And Gabe Taylor will see another one.
So, Salsa, how do you think the team has been performing so far?
I think we're exactly where we want to be. We had a couple mistakes and oofs, but it's all right. We're where we want to be. We're up. We're winning.
So what do you think you guys need to do to maintain control of this game and come out with the win?
I think Ryan needs to keep shoving, and then once Olney comes in out of the pen, close it down, and we're going to come out with a dub.
Sounds perfect. Hopefully we'll see you back out there.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Salsa. As Gabe Taylor gets hit by pitch and advances to first base, and now is going to be pitch run 4. That is number 6, Josh Coupland, the senior outfielder from Chantilly, Virginia. One of the faster players on this Cadets team. As Salsa said, we got Aiden Rolnick coming in, possibly to shut this game down, as he said. One of the better relievers for this Falcons team, along with Ryan Martin, who is pitching at the moment.
Lights out, might I add.
That one's going to be foul from Jake Armiger. And that'll be a strike for Ryan Martin to work with, as there is an out in this inning. A ground ball could possibly end the inning and get the Falcons' bats back up. Ryan Martin from the stretch. That one's going to be outside for ball 1.
That double play, courtesy of Andrew Kirk, really turned this game around from the Falcons. And quite frankly, they haven't looked back. It's been pretty smooth sailing.
That one popped out to, that's James Pettiford. He's got it. Nice and easy play out there in right field. And now up to bat is number 10, Carson Jones. 6th spot. He's playing right field today.
The 5'8" sophomore from Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Martin standing tall on the mound. Turns, kicks, and fires. That one swing and a miss. A big swing from Carson Jones, looking to send that one out. Instead, it's a swing and a miss. Jones has a chance to make this a 5-4 game as he fouls that one back. As we are now getting a camera angle of the bullpen, we got Rolnick in the pen for the Falcons. See him warming up over there. Ryan Martin standing there with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the inning. Martin kicks back, fires, and Spivak throws, and that's going to be past Brady McNatt, and it's going to be an error by Spivak. Spivak tried to gun down number 6, Josh Coupland, and instead he's at second base now.
A little miscommunication there. The base runner kind of hesitated a little bit. Spivak wasn't sure if he was going to throw it or not. Ended up throwing it, and he was not ready to catch it. Now we're going for a mound visit, trying to calm the nerves a little bit. 2 strikes, 1 ball, 2 outs. We need a big pitch here to get out of the inning.
Ryan Martin has a 3.45 ERA, and he does have 7 appearances, and does have a save on on his track record. He does have a loss. He was accounted for a loss. Doesn't have much else from our statistician, but from what we've seen this game so far, he's been pretty locked down. 2 strikes and a ball. Possibly can end the inning right here with a strikeout, ground out, pop out, fly out, something. Arden fires that it's a low ball, and it's now 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
And that's the type of pitch you can afford to have, trying to get him swinging. Unfortunate, now 2-2 count.
Martin checks the runner, throws. That one grounded over to Brett Frick at shortstop. And he'll make the play over to Ryan Knoll in a great inning from the Falcons' defense. A 3-run lead going into the bottom of the 5th.
And we are back. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Bottegal Field. Your Good Counsel Falcons 5, St. John Cadets 2. Now, new pitcher coming into the game, Gabe Taylor. He was in at the end of the last inning, getting them out of a pitch. Gabe Taylor had a big 2 RBI double as a hitter. Now, let's see what he can do as a pitcher.
Now up is Brendan Spivak, the catcher and the 4-hole hitter for this Falcons squad. Gabe Taylor launches that one into the dirt, and that'll be a ball. Spivak, very disciplined at the plate, does have a .417 batting average and an on-base percentage of .576.
He also slugs .708. Not only is he disciplined, but he can hit with power too.
Spivak with 8 walks on the season, 2 triples and 3 doubles, as Gabe Taylor makes him swing and miss at that one, and it's now 2-1. Gabe Taylor standing tall on the mound, 6'2". That one ripped over to shortstop, easy pickings. On the tag, as Jackson Bringer, the shortstop, brought Jack Jenkins, the first baseman, off the bag, and he easily makes the tag after being pulled off the bag.
Great play by Jenkins there, adjusting to the errant throw and getting the tag. Now, looking ahead, it's Jonathan Robinson.
Jonathan Robinson, the third baseman, he's had a great day at third base. He tagged a runner out after Spivak gunned him down. That's going to be a ball. Robinson with 2 home runs on the year, trying to make that 3 and extend this Falcons lead to 4. And if you're just tuning in, it's 5-2 in favor of your Falcons, as Jonathan Robinson takes that for ball number 2. I'm Liam Clark, and that's Justin Sands here today.
It's been a great game so far for your Good Counsel Falcons. Bottom of the second inning, big 4-run outing.
If you love our content, make sure maybe if you want to, you can subscribe, and you can check out our next broadcast on Thursday, 4:30, St. John's versus your Good Counsel Falcons in a rugby match. As Robinson rips this one up the middle, and that'll be a single. A nice St. John's Good Counsel's rivalry week between baseball and rugby.
Great hit by Robinson there, right up the gut, getting on base. He has been very good today.
Now up is Aiden Delgandio. Delgandio DHing today, as he's one of the more disciplined hitters with 12 runs and 11 RBIs on the year.
And on deck is Ryan Martin, the relief pitcher.
Showing bunt, that'll be a strike for Delgandio, as we are getting some overcast clouds coming in on the left field side. Sun is still out, but it is getting late. It is now 6:25 local Eastern time, as that one thrown over to first base, easily safe with Jonathan Robinson.
And this has been a pretty long game so far.
Over 2 hours of continuous ball play.
Brought to you by Good Counsel Television.
Trying to gun down Robinson. Robinson will be out, as it was a great throw and tag.
And let's check out the replay on that. The GCTV replay brought to you by Under Armour. Great pop from the catcher to the tag, getting out Jonathan Robinson, trying to steal the bag. And now back up, Aiden Delgandio.
Delgandio takes that one for ball number 2. Delgandio had a chance with a runner at first with 1 out. Now he has no runners and 2 outs. Does have 1 strike, 2 balls to work with, as Taylor rocks that one into the dirt, and it's now a 3-1 count. Taylor on the mound, standing at 6'2", 180, native of Alexandria, Virginia. That'll be strike 2, a big swing of the bat from Aiden Delgandio. Delgandio with 18 walks on the year, one of the leaders on this squad. This one up the middle, grabbed by Bringer, and that's going to be possibly an error, as Delgandio legs it out with lots of speed, as he does have 7 stolen bases, tied for second on this Falcon squad.
Even without the errant throw, looked like Delgandio may have gotten there. That was blazing from the DH.
And now up is the relief pitcher, Ryan Martin. Not much hitting stats from him as a reliever, but he does have 4 runs, 2 RBIs on the year with a .273 batting average. Gabe Taylor checks the runner and pitches. Martin showing bunt, possibly a suicide bunt, with 2 outs in the inning. Maybe trying to mess with the mind of Gabe Taylor on the mound for the Cadets. In the bottom of the 5th, Martin swings and misses at the second one. That'll be strike 1. 1-1 count with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Martin kicks and fires, showing bunt. That'll go foul, and off the backstop, it is now a 1-2 count to the reliever, Ryan Martin, number 15. Gabe Taylor on the mound. The senior pitcher and infielder. Today he is DHing. I imagine the Cadets had him pitching in relief. I didn't think they wanted him to come in earlier than he did. Martin takes that one for ball 2. 2-2 count with 2 outs. 5-2 in favor of the Falcons. The Cadets trying to get back in this game and get the bats back up, as Gabe Taylor on the bump in relief of Santiago Mayo, who had a solid start, but in the bottom of the 2nd, got to him. And 4 runs later, or 5 runs later, I should say, they pulled him. And Gabe Taylor in relief has been fantastic.
Way to get some contact there by the relief pitcher, number 15, senior Ryan Martin, keeping the count alive, keeping the pitch count up, and that's all you can ask from for a pitcher. At least contribute to the team's hitting.
Martin swings and misses at that one, and that'll be out number 3. Runner stranded at first, and the St. John's Cadets will see if they can get the bats back up and the top of the 6th after this.
And we are back at the top of the 6th inning. Your Good Counsel Falcons 5, St. John Cadets 2. As we start, Ryan Martin gets hit for a single.
That was Eli Stewart. Welcome to the broadcast if you're just tuning in with us. If you've been here the entire time, thank you for staying here. As we have a great game, a WCAC rivalry between the Cadets and the Falcons. A long real rivalry. As the St. John's Cadets have been more dominant in the past. They've won 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two squads. And they have the most wins in the WCAC all time. And they have basically ran the DMV baseball area for 7 years straight. They held the Washington Post #1 spot for those 7 years.
Fun fact, your Washington National star James Wood went to St. John's for a year before transferring to IMG in Florida.
And that's another hit for the St. John squad looking to get this on the road, as that was number 16, Sam Wilk, the catcher. And with 0 outs in the inning, Ryan Martin's going to have to figure out how to work with this team up by 3 and trying to keep this Cadets team at bay. As now Carson Burns is now up, the senior pitcher / outfielder. Today he is playing at center field. Time has been called. As Burns steps in the box and is ready. Martin on the mound, looking to limit what has been going on so far as he steps off the mound and gets reset here at the top of the 6th. The Falcons might need to reach into their bullpen earlier than expected as a bunt is being showed. And the call is going to be safe for, it was number 19, Eli Stewart, a left fielder. He was getting a little too fancy, thought that Spivak had lost the ball.
And that is unfortunate. That is a Thunder alert, and looks
we're going
like
to wrap it up here today. A Thunder warning has been called here at Bottegal Field in Olney, Maryland. And we will end it now. And thank you for watching. And if you haven't already,